guys. It has been a long time since we've done a video like this. We are going to be looking at the differences between Minecraft Windows 10 version and the original Java version. Now, to start off, mods, as far as I know, are not going to be on Windows 10 version. They say that they will eventually come, or along those lines. But let's face it, Microsoft isn't going to give you the option to screw with their game. Especially when, if they let you do that, you would be able to make your own texture packs and skins and all of that, and they wouldn't be able to, sell you all of theirs. Microsoft is in it for the money. That being said, there are still a lot of key differences between Windows 10 and the Java version. And the way that I see it right now, and by the way, I am not known for withholding anything. I will say whatever it is, how it is, to anyone, ever. I don't care. I'm also not a big fan of Microsoft, so when I say that they did something right, odds are you can trust that. So, skipping all of that aside, Microsoft did do something right. They took the game, and instead of rewriting it in Java and selling it as the same old thing, they are putting it through in C#. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with programming languages, Java is not made for something the size of Minecraft. It's just not. Sure, you can make it work, and it has worked somewhat for a long time, but due to memory leaks and everything else, it ends up needing a much stronger machine than it actually should need just to be able to run it a decent amount in most cases. Now, keeping all of that in mind, the Windows 10 version runs much smoother. I mean, a lot smoother. So, there's one thing. So, things like item frames will no longer lag your server, because I'll stay out of the technical side, but safe to say, they did a change, and now item frames will not lag your server. It's great. Hoppers are the same way, comparators are the same way. It's all great all around. Now, the Windows 10 edition is also getting specific features. For instance, they're all really small. They're cool, but they're not like, oh my god, this is a huge game-breaking thing that they're getting. So, what do they get? Well, one of the things that they get is, like, for instance, you can put water in the cauldron, everyone can, but you can dye the water in the cauldron on the Windows 10 version, and then you can dye your leather armor inside this cauldron, which I think is actually pretty cool. You can also store potions inside cauldrons instead of just water. Again, pretty cool. So, with all these new changes going on, why would you still play Java? Well, here's the reason. Java's still ahead because it's basically a beta testing ground. Microsoft left Mojang alone to do what they're going to do and keep adding things to the game. And then Microsoft is stepping up behind and going, okay, well, that's bugged. We're not going to put that in our version. Oh, that's not. Okay, we'll take that and put it in. Like, for instance, we don't have Guardian Temples in Windows 10 version, but we have the new Husk and Stray. I believe it's called a Stray. The zombie and skeleton that have potions, basically, potion effects on their attacks. So the fact that we have 1.10 stuff, but we don't even have all of 1.8 yet, they're just picking and choosing everything that's not broken and putting it into the game while they figure out a way to fix all the stuff that is broken, which is pretty nice. So if you like doing beta stuff, you like getting the new content first, Java version's for you. If you want something a little more stable, though, it's nice because Windows 10 can be that thing for you. Now, what else does Windows 10 offer? The Windows 10 edition offers that you can play with Xbox Live people and people on mobile. So iPods, iPhones, Android devices, all of that, any Pocket Edition, they can play with you. Which is, again, really cool because you can play with a friend. Everyone has a phone nowadays, or at least an iPod or something. You can play with a friend on your PC, or if he's on Xbox, you can still play with your friend. Again, pretty cool. Another thing to note about the Windows 10 version, actually two things to note. One of which is you can play it with an Xbox 360 controller or any controller that you can hook up to your PC, natively. Now this isn't using, what was it called? Not XSplit, but X something, like XPadder or something like that, to basically mod the game by making your analog up W and left A, and none of that. It's just native. You can just plug it in and go. So that's pretty cool. because I myself like being a controller gamer. Now, it does look a little different, like blocks are highlighted instead of doing that weird block outline in black that you can barely see on some blocks. The block actually highlights. And I'm sure you've been seeing it all throughout this and wondering, oh, why is that lit up if you haven't played the Windows 10 version? Now, you may be and this is the second thing, you may be thinking to yourself, well, I already bought the Java version, I'm not buying the Windows 10 version, especially if it doesn't have the same, ability that this one does. There's no mending books, there's no guardian temples, which means there's no sea lanterns. Screw all that noise, I'm not going for it, I already have the Java version. Well, that's one of the cool things about it, is you can actually get the Windows 10 version for free if you own the Java version by just going onto your Mojang account. So what do I suggest? I suggest playing the Windows 10 version once it gets mending. I'm sorry, I can't go without mending, and that's pretty much a huge game changer for me. The fact that I don't need to use all my diamonds over and over and over again to repair, and then needing to enchant and hope that I get the best. No, screw all that. So once they get mending, I suggest you get over there under the Windows 10 version. But you might as well get it now, because I'm not sure if it'll be free forever. If you have both, there may come a time that they split. So I suggest you get over there on your Mojang account, like right after watching this video, and you pick yourself up the Windows 10 version. I think you'll enjoy it, and I definitely think it's a much better written game. It runs smoother, world creation is faster, they still have more things to add, like there's no amplified world, and there may never be. But amplified, to me, always made me upset. I don't know if you're like me, but amplified breaks the physics, all of it, and only sand and gravel really follow physics, but I'm the kind of person who needs to have pillars to make things up in the air. Like, it needs to make sense. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's not part of this. I've been asked about Windows 10 version a few times, and I've been trying to tell friends about it as well. So I figured I'd make a video to let you guys know all about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Awe. Leave me a comment if you have any questions I didn't cover, and I can get back to you down there. Alright? Catch you next time.